Yeah, I don't think so.
What was it gonna? What was I gonna look up? I was gonna look something up really quick. The Big 2-0, episode 20 of. Did you see the intro that I did? Did you see that? Did you notice what I did though?
No.
Each letter is something geeky. The
I
M,
saw saw the Tetris. I didn't know what the M was. Who was the M?
the M was the letter for Majin Buu from Dragon Ball. Whenever people have that letter, they're all like the evil version. The O was
Iron Man.
there was an arc reactor for Iron Man, and of course the A was.
Avengers.
Now you're just making shit up, bro.
Hold on. I don't know.
Me neither. I forgot.
I forgot too.
Oh my god, what was it? The number 9, I do remember that one, but the
What was
A, I
that
can't
from?
remember. The 9 was that one is very. I wish this is one of those times. I mean, obviously, I wish we had listeners. Period. But this is one of those times that I really wish we had listeners so that I could be like the first person in the comments to say what the 9 is from will get, I don't know, a t-shirt or some
A
shit.
PS1.
A PlayStation 0.
And not only that, the PlayStation doesn't work. The power button is stuck. Somebody dropped soda on it.
Technically, it's from Japan, and we just spray painted PlayStation on it. It's not a real PlayStation, but yes. But anyway, so that's not going to happen. The 9 is the 9 from District 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I see that. I see it.
And I don't think most people will get that unless they're super fans of District 9 or no, I think that's pretty much it.
Well, what was the other one?
I tried to look it up, but I couldn't play the video.
The robot.
Chappie?
Well, Chappie and District 9 are from the same director or producer or some shit, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Blumkamp or whatever his name is.
Blumpkin?
Blumkin. Oh my god. Just the vision. So anyway, apparently we just shotgunned that intro and we're starting already apparently.
So episode 20 of 2022.
Episode 20 in 2022. That's a lot of twos.
Yep. E2.
So, okay. So then, I wanted to do these real quick because I saw it right now while we were setting up, and I thought one of them was kind of not ridiculous, but I have a thought on it, and I wanted to see what you thought. First of all, shout out. I don't know if shout out is the right term, but for those of you that are still going to be able to drink tonight, pour one out for Betty White. Rest in peace, ma'am. Thank you for all the memories. I was a weird kid. I actually loved watching the Golden Girls. Last Golden Girl is gone. Rest in peace to her.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Golden Girls?
Yes, I did, but
perfect. Yeah, I know the lyrics. Yeah,
before they flag us, But right. Yeah, I used to watch the Golden Girls, not religiously anything, but I remember growing up watching a lot of the Golden Girls. So yeah, and you know what sucks? It's kind of like that OCD thing. Is she was gonna have 100th birthday, this month, January, and
was it this month? I thought she just had her birthday like a few months ago.
I don't know. I thought it was this month.
No, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that would have been awesome. Pull off the whole 100. But I don't know. Maybe she was sacrificed to the gods in order for us to have a good 2022. They're like, we'll give you a good 2022 and everything will clear up, but we're gonna take Betty White. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyway, so the one that I saw was this.
It's January 17th.
Oh, there you go. Oh, she almost made it.
She almost hit the 100.
So as mas, I'll put it up like right here, right there, so that the people watching know what we're talking about. But it's I'll show you.
Oh, nice.
Fan poster for. I'm sure it's a fan poster, but it made me think that people probably are, for those of listening not watching. It's a poster of the Mandalorian season 3, and it's Luke with Baby Yoda or Grogu on his shoulder. I think a lot of people have been talking about this, and I keep having the same reaction. Like, no, they better not put Luke and Grogu into the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, that would not be a Mandalorian story. That is completely separate. Ahsoka is having her own show for the same reason. So if you're gonna continue to show this stuff, you need to give Luke and Grogu their own show. They better not have it in the Mandalorian because it's not gonna do it justice. There's way too many questions that we're gonna have as fans, and he has no business telling that story in the Mandalorian. So not to cut it too short, but that ties into Book of Boba Fett. And I always spell boba with two B's for some reason.
Book of Boba Boba.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes here and I have Bobba, Boba, like he's like some down south hillbilly. Book of Boba Fett. Oh, that would be funny. Have like a redneck version of Boba Fett's armor and call him Boba Fett.
Oh, and it'd be like armor, like Budweiser cans or Budweiser boxes.
And knowing them, he probably had like the Confederate flag on the shoulder, some shit.
Yeah,
that'd be funny. And he's
like, he uses a bucket, like an old Home Depot bucket.
There you go. There you go. And the thing would be cut around his beer belly and shit.
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Guys, put that together and send it to us. That would be fucking hilarious. So only episode 1 is out. You sent me that freaking article that I'm now obsessed with. I keep saying I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I go back and read like little tidbits, and oh my god, dude, it's that I'm not even going to mention his name because I don't want to give him any notoriety, but whoever wrote that article is just a blundering idiot. He was trashing, I don't even know if it's a he, but that person was seriously trashing the first episode of Boba Fett. I'm not even a big Boba Fett fan, and even I was like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like we were talking about earlier, to me the only difference between Mandalorian is good, Boba Fett looks good. To me, the only difference is that the Book of Boba does not lean so heavily on the Western vibe. Other than that, they are very similar. So I don't see how anybody that says that they really like Mandalorian but don't like Book of Boba Fett makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, once the season is done, maybe we could have that argument because we don't know where it's at. But as of right now, it looks very similar. There's no reason to be hating on Book of Boba other than you just want to write an article and get your name out there for whatever reason.
Yeah. So
I have to type all that out. Anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to pick one or the other, I would pick the Book of Boba because it has, like I said, I forgot their names, but the little pig guys, they brought those back in. Show the Zarlak. They're talking about Bib Fortuna, which we already know. There was another one that I can't think. Oh, the Tusken Raiders. Obviously, he spent time with them because I noticed when they show the flashbacks of him fighting or when he first comes back in the Mandalorian, he's carrying the staff that the Tusken Raiders carry.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
I think he ends up, I think it's going to be like a Dances with Wolves type thing where he befriends them and he ends up living with them as a Tusken Raider or something like that, which I don't like Boba Fett already, but that's going to make me hate him probably because I hate the Tusken Raiders. There's just everything that they ever do is horrible and despicable. But anyway,
I think that their voices are the most annoying.
Yes, that is definitely one of the probably my most hated character in the whole saga or the whole universe, Star Wars universe for that matter. But yeah, I have high hopes for it. It's just as good as the Mandalorian in my eyes, and I'm not that big of a fan of the Mandalorian or Boba Fett, but I'm enjoying it. So I don't understand how people can be hating on it when they love Boba Fett so much. Book of Boba. We'll see where they head with that. So I'm going to try to segue, but it's not going to work very well. He kills people and stuff. And you know who else kills people? Dexter. Dexter kills people.
There you go.
So episode 8. I think we can spoil it now because it's already been a week. You almost spoiled it at the beginning, but now we can. So this is just a recap real quick so that you can go into it. Dexter's been taken by that guy. He escapes from him. He's trying to get back to Harrison. Harrison is being groomed or whatever by Kurt. So that comes to a head, and we'll finish the whole plot off as we go. So thoughts on episode 8 of Dexter New Blood?
I think it's good. It came to, I guess, how many episodes are there?
This is episode 8, and we're gonna have 10 total.
Okay, so 2 more. I think that was a good conclusion that they had on Kurt, and what's going on with him, because what happened to him?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
I'm chewing, and for those on video, I'm sorry, but I am chewing. I need to get my blood sugar leveled. Anyway, okay, let me get this question out of the way. 1, did you stick around? We're going to talk about it later, but did you stick around for the stinger that is at the end of the Matrix?
Wait, you went from
I know, but it ties into Dexter. Did you watch the stinger at the very end of the credits for the Matrix?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'll give you a hint, and this should remind you. Cats.
I don't think I watched this.
Okay, so you didn't. So you need to go back and watch it, because it's funny, but it's not important to the movie. So it's more for fun. The reason I asked that, do you stick around for the credits of Dexter, because it shows you what's going to happen next week?
No.
Okay. So that's why you're curious about what happens to Kurt. Kurt is still around.
Okay. I can't remember. Okay, so this last episode was when
he's running off.
Oh, he took off.
He takes off, and then they turn both Dexter and Harrison. They're like, "Oh my god, blah blah," and then they turn and they're like, "What the fuck? Where'd he go?" He just disappears. But he is alive, because he's going to be back.
So he's
dude.
alive.
That's one of the. Honestly, I think that's one of the things that it's probably the biggest thing that has me hooked on Dexter now, and what used to have me hooked on Dexter in the original series. They do cliffhangers pretty fucking well, and the anticipation that they create with that little trailer for next week, just has me like, fuck, now I can't wait for it. And it has me thinking the whole time. Breaking Bad did pretty decent with that. Most shows do pretty decent, but I think Dexter, in my opinion, is the absolute best when it comes to leaving you hooked for next week or for the next episode.
What do you think about that little foreshadowing montage that they do at the beginning of every episode?
I think for those type of fans that'll actually sit there and analyze all that stuff, I think that's really cool, because it makes you like, oh, that's what they showed at the beginning. Oh, that's what they showed at the beginning. You know what I used to do a lot, that we used to make it a game, Ozark. Because you know how at the beginning of Ozark they show little like pictures, symbols, and then we'd actually write them down, and then as the show was going, the episode was playing, I'd be like, hey, that's the thing, hey, that's that one. We're that kind of dorks, but I think it's pretty cool. It gives you something again to look forward to, like, holy shit, that's gonna happen. Where the fuck does that happen? Most of the time they're not as dramatic or as exciting as seeing the little clip, but I think it's pretty cool. It's another added thing that they're doing in this one that I'm pretty sure they didn't do at all in the original series. So it makes it similar but different. So I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I guess the last part, I don't ever wait at the end of the episodes of Dexter, so I've never seen any of the,
That's what keeps it exciting. Try it for, if you can remember, try it for like this last episode, because obviously they won't have one at the end of season 10 or episode 10. So do it for this next one, episode 9. It's pretty cool. It keeps you like, oh shit, can't wait for next week.
Has it been renewed for another season? Do you know?
I think I looked it up. I believe. I think I'm mixing it up with something else, because I remember reading that they didn't plan to, but it's too. I think it was Dexter that I read it, that it they didn't plan to. It was supposed to be a one-off, and it's been so popular that they're planning on extending it. So I have a feeling that it'll be the thing like they've done before with the Trinity Killer and other characters, where that's his main bad guy. They finish him up for that season, and then he can move on. I just don't know if they're gonna give Dexter and Harrison an ending and then be like, oh, but we're gonna continue, or if they're gonna reshoot, if they reshot it because of the popularity, that I don't know.
Well, it shows here that as of today, it has not been canceled or renewed,
Okay.
but it appears to be a mini series. So if it's a mini series, that means they're not going to renew it. It's just a once and done thing. Right?
Well, not necessarily, because it can still be a mini series and have multiple seasons, if I'm not mistaken. I
Okay.
think it
Yeah.
can have more than one season and still be a mini series, but I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, they could always. I mean, they're all they're doing is grooming. What's his face? The kid.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Harrison.
that
You
I
know.
could see that being a whole thing, like the new Dexter 2.0 or some shit. So
Yeah, I think it's
maybe
possible.
I I have a feeling that I'll be one of those type of people that are just like, nah, I prefer Dexter. I'd probably try the Harrison version, but I'd probably be like, nah, I prefer Dexter. I'm not gonna keep watching this, but we'll see. I don't know. Might maybe the one that changes my mind, because I remember, like we were talking about the Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It just didn't catch my interest enough for me to keep watching. I watched like 3 episodes and I was like, yeah,
Yeah. You have to watch a couple seasons.
I need to
Yeah, I know.
finish. I need to. Is The Walking Dead done?
I think
We're
it's
gonna.
done. I think it's pretty much done. Not 100%, but I think it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that before I start catching too many spoilers and they completely ruin everything. I think I already heard one thing that I was curious about, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, Dexter. So, any other thoughts from your end?
On Dexter, no, I think it's good. I think that they're gonna. I mean, I thought that they were gonna convict Kurt, for killing that girl, but they haven't even showed where the rest of the other girls are and why he's embalming them and doing all this shit to them, right?
Mm-hmm. True. I think he's just cleaning them up like a lot of serial killers do. That they just kind of give attention and clean them up and stuff. Um.
Yeah, I know. Same thing. Same here.
So.
I'm the same way. I still watch it and it's still great. What can we do?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep. So, speaking of great but not so great, these are bad segues. The Matrix. I finally got around to it. I've been wanting to, but not wanting to, because I was a pretty big Matrix fan. Not super fan. I can't quote lines and give you minute details and shit like that, but I was pretty into the Matrix when they came out. So I was looking forward to it, but scared at the same time, because I didn't think it was going to be good. So
Yeah.
let's start off with our ratings and then explain why, and then usually we end up changing towards the end because we talk each other out of shit.
I know, right? So I'm gonna give it. What did we say wasn't rewatchable? A 5 or a 4?
5 was like, you don't regret watching it necessarily, but you won't watch it again. That's pretty much where we left the 5. Anything below that is just gonna be, I wouldn't watch this shit. It's almost like I wish I hadn't seen it to begin with, which there aren't very many movies that have gotten that low so far.
Yeah, no. I need to make a list of, like, I'm gonna go back and listen and see what movies I've given a 6.5 or a 7, because I'm gonna rate it around 6.5 and 7. I would say a 7 only because of the word of the day, nostalgia.
Okay.
First time using that this year. But
Right.
that's the only reason I'm going to give it a 7. I would honestly give it a 6.5, maybe even a 6, because there was a lot of things that I really didn't like of the movie, and I just kind of like, fuck, like, man, why did they have to do this? Why did they have to do that? You know what I
Right.
mean? And I know that I kind of mentioned to you that there was a lot of little details that I saw that didn't sit well with me, and I'm
Yes.
more than 100% sure that you saw them. So I'm going to
Well,
leave it at a 6.5.
okay. So we need to get into that, because of that comment that you made, I caught myself a few times like, what was he talking? Oh shit, focus the movie. Focus. Because I will say that, okay, let me give you my rating, and this is gonna be part of why I gave it that rating. Um fuck.
Sorry.
It's very difficult for me to say this out loud, because, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm still gonna give it either 7.5 or an 8, depending on how you convince me to sway. Because this is the first movie that I could think of in quite a while where I have a very bad habit. If I'm not in the theater, I have my phone in my hand. I'm looking up things about the movie. I'm even playing a game because I can just hear it. It's not something that I have to watch. I'm just listening. This is the first movie in a while where I put my phone down multiple times, and at some point I put it down and never picked it up again, just because I wanted to watch what was going on. It had me interested enough, and it was mostly the nostalgia. It was mostly the holy shit, I'm watching The Matrix again. I got a lot of the feeling that I got from the original series, where I was like, I believe in a lot of stuff that they're saying. You know, we're too caught up in technology. It feels sometimes like we're stuck in this weird simulation that doesn't seem real. Like I I I associate with that stuff, and this movie reminded me of those feelings, and it took me back to being in the late '90s, early 2000s, and thinking all this shit. Um, so I got very nostalgic, and for that reason, I gave it a high. Now, technically speaking, it should not be that high. It's a bad movie. The story is not very good. The fact that they turned it into his memories are just because he created a video game, and the first three movies are essentially in this world. They're supposed to be a video game, even though they really did have like it's just like really like it's just convoluted, too far fetched. But I totally bought it. I totally enjoyed it. I can't recommend it to most sci-fi fans because it's not a good movie. It really isn't. But the way that a lot of people will defend like Terminator movies, the way that they'll defend Blade Runner, the way that they'll defend other movies that probably aren't very good, but they just love them so much. The Matrix is that for me. I will defend it. It's not a good movie, but I enjoyed it because of the nostalgia.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. It just there was a lot of, and the thing is, I went back and I watched the other three Matrix movies and the Animatrix. I watched them
So
all
it's
here,
fresh,
yeah, so it's fresh in
right?
my head. And then to come off, and then I was just like, man, it just doesn't make sense to me. We're looking for the storyline of what happened to Neo after he saved everybody. Where did they take him? What did they do? You know what I mean? That was the original storyline. You know what I
Right.
mean? And when they put him back into the Matrix, and then they kind of it's really just really weird how they would be like, oh, we're gonna put him back in the Matrix. We're gonna change all these characters, and the way that we're gonna make it seem like it was a dream. We're just gonna make him be in a video game. Everything's in a video game, and his memories, he's going to put him into this video game, because
Right.
essentially that's what they did. They forced his memory onto him, that he made the Matrix, and it was all in his head. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
That's the only other thing I will say as far as like giving it the critique that it should have.
yeah,
The acting was not good whatsoever. I did not buy Keanu Reeves as Neo. I did not buy what's her whatever her name is, like Kate Moss or whatever. No,
Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie Ann Moss. I didn't buy her as Trinity. Even the watered down versions to where they're brainwashes, it just the acting was not great. And I think it's not acting. It's not, the writing was pretty bad, but I think it was directing. I don't
Yeah,
think Lana Wachowski was in the right mental state to pull off the sequel that it could have been.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, uh, yeah, I don't know. There
I'm
was there
still
was a lot of little things that was just like, I guess what was funny was, even when they did that cut, it wasn't a cut scene. I'm sorry. It was like the projection screen of like the original Matrix movies,
uh-huh.
showing like if it was a memory, you
Right.
know what I mean? That type of stuff was like, okay, well, that's okay. But I mean, why wouldn't you? I don't know. It just didn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah.
How'd you
I'm
like
being
that part when
biased.
when he was gonna fly and he was like,
Yeah. Nope.
nothing?
Not gonna work. Yeah. I mean, it all makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. He's not Superman that's gonna just absorb the sun and okay, I'm back. No, it's a lot of mental, and to give him time. Like if they do another sequel and it's been 5 years, he'll probably
Yeah.
be able to do all that shit. But right now he can't. It's too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
thought
I
definitely
enjoyed
he
it.
was gonna fly.
Ah, that would have been funny. Just no. That
Right?
somebody needs to throw the way they did with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they need to do that with this one. Just nope.
You got to do it, bro.
Nah, I can't do that. So you're probably gonna be able to pull that off before me. So yeah, I think I'll stick with the 7.5 because I want to give it an 8 for the nostalgia purpose.
Yeah.
I should give it a 7 or less, but I'm gonna stick to 7.5 because it's a happy medium. I shouldn't like it, but I really like it way more than I should. So I'll stick with a 7.5.
All right. Well, then I'll go up from a 6.5. I'll go up to a 7, only because the nostalgic reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then kind of like it's just that it didn't. I mean, it just didn't. It fit, but it didn't. You know what I mean? Like I was expecting, that this other way of it going, it just didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. It works. It just could have been better. How's that sound?
Yeah, absolutely.
7.
I definitely agree. It to me, I can watch all 4 movies and it'll still fit.
Yeah,
but it could have been way better. Like it not to be totally dorky, but it's like somebody carving something out of wood and being like, you know what, we could have sanded it down a little bit more, put some varnish. Like it was good, but they could have polished it up a little bit better. It could have definitely been better.
Yeah, I think so too. So what was the stinger? I missed it.
Oh, it's just that at the end they show that little meeting, that little group that's always talking about what we should do or what that. I remember, what are they talking about? They're talking about making a sequel, no? I think they're talking about making a sequel to the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did see that. Yes. And now that I remember, yes.
They're all in the
Catrix. They were going to do a Matrix with
there
cats.
You go, the Catrix. Yeah, that's why I said cats. I didn't remind you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So when I saw that, you know what you need to get yourself the app Media Stinger, and it tells you every movie that has a stinger during the credits and after the credits. Dude, anytime I go to the movies, I pull that up. Like other movies, not like if you're gonna go see, I don't know, the fucking Notebook, there's not gonna be stingers. But if I know I'm going to see Spider-Man, anything that's geeky, Matrix, I pull up the movie and I just check to see if there's any stingers. And that's what I did on this one. That's the only reason I watched. So when I saw that there was one, I'm like, oh fuck yeah. And then it turned out to be that. I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty funny, but I thought it was gonna be a stinger for the next sequel. God damn it.
Yeah, no, I did see that one, but yeah, it wasn't, whatever.
No, it's
real quick. What do you think about Trinity and getting the powers? Now she's able to fly. Now she's another 1, even though she's number 2.
Right. It's one of those things that don't fit with the original story, but they made it fit and it fits better than it should. That was totally convoluted, just like the movie. But yeah, it's dumb. It really is dumb, but I'll continue to the way that I shouldn't defend Fast and Furious, or the way that other people defend the Transformer fucking movies that are fucking complete garbage. That's how I'm going to defend this. Like it makes sense to me, and it makes enough sense that I'll be like, it's okay. That's the best I can give you. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand.
But it is dumb. It is dumb. It's supposed to be he's the one, not you all are the 1.5, or you're not 2 halves of the one. Because if they had kind of teased that in the original movies, that would have been actually pretty cool. Like you seem to be the one, but you seem to be missing something, and just leave it that way. And then this would have made more sense that now they are the one. They're 2 halves of the one, which is a little hokey, but it would make sense.
Yeah.
Kind of. I don't know. Yeah. Overall, it just
7.
Yeah. I'll tell you this much. Them making her more powerful to promote this pro-female thing felt way more smooth than the shit from Endgame. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm still getting, things of that in like TikTok and Instagram, stuff like that. They're still talking about that Endgame scene of all the females. And this way, they kind of like they did introduce her. She is one of the female main characters. I don't know, there's a word for it anyways. And then they were able to give her the power, not like He-Man, not that power.
But yeah, no. Because even that one felt a little more forced than this. This one just seems pretty natural, and it makes that to me. That here's another thing. I think that the Matrix, if you pay attention to Neo and Trinity, dude, this is gonna sound really, really fucking notebookish, but watching the movies, I wanted that kind of a connection with somebody. Like I admire the love and passion that they have for, because it's not just they love each other. Like it was just they were true soulmates. They were meant to be together. You could see it in their face and the way that they saw each other, like, oh motherfucker, as soon as I get you by yourself, like I just want to touch you and feel you and be with you. Like it wasn't even just sexual. It was, but it wasn't just sexual. It was that yearning of I want to be with you all the time. Like I don't want to be away from you. Like I thought it was great. And they captured some of that in this one, which is another reason why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
So
it's cool. So
it's
good.
It's the notebook for nerds.
The notebook for nerds. Yeah. Let's put that one in there.
Wachowskis, pay me.
Yeah.
You're going to use that as your tagline.
All right.
Bro,
so
okay. What can go ahead?
Real quick. I need a timeout real quick.
Oh no, it's not. We could actually probably have cut there. Actually, we need to do our outro real quick.
Outro?
Yeah, like so it was just the Matrix. What else?
No,
what else did you have in mind?
Well,
yeah, no, it's just the other one is a tangent that I would cut out of the video anyway, so we could maybe leave it in the. Let's do that so that I can leave it in the audio, and then we'll do the outro so I can cut it out for the video.
Okay, and then we're gonna say
the editing,
and then we're gonna say what we're gonna watch next week.
Yes, let's do that real quick. Well, okay. You want to do that? No, we'll do that after. Anyway, what I was gonna say. So anyway, for next week, I would like. I'm gonna write this down so hopefully we can make a list and try. I would like to get Don't Look Up out of the way. Not out of the way. That sounds bad,
bro.
Look, I want to see that
right there.
Oh, is that what you're doing already? Or are you setting it to your list?
No, I was gonna mention it here right before, but I was looking it up. I just looked it up. So Don't Look Up. That sounds good.
We need to see if we can finally get a hold of Eternal somehow.
Oh, so that one comes out January 12th. So you got 2 weeks. You want to just wait on that?
Yeah, we'll just wait. That kind of I hate that we've waited this long.
There's nothing. There's no Marvel. There's no MCU. There's nothing coming out from now until then, right?
Right.
So I think we should be good. So just wait.
It'll be.
Dude, we got a whole boatload of shit to look at in the next 2 weeks. So I think we'll be all right.
I was gonna say, so. We're going to do the next episode of Book of Boba. We're going to do the 9th episode of Dexter. That's episode 2. This is Cobra Kai. 9. By that time, you should have watched a good chunk of Cobra Kai. For those that don't know, my mom and I had a Cobra Kai fest yesterday that it came out. We watched the whole season on one day. That shit was fucking amazing. So we'll have quite a bit. Book of Boba, Dexter, Cobra Kai, and hopefully we can both watch Don't Look Up.
Season 4.
Oh shit. Ozark starts this month, no?
I'm not sure. I can check.
Let's see. Because that's my most highly anticipated, probably for the entire. Like I know there's gonna be
21st
of January.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yes. Oh, dude, I'm so anxious for fucking Ozark. I'm telling you, as long as they do, I'm saying it here and now so that people can hold me to it. As long as they do not fuck this last season up, I honestly think Ozark is going to be my number 1 favorite show.
And this is the last season.
So as long as they don't do something stupid to fuck it up, I think Ozark is going to become my number 1 show of all time. It's going to overtake Breaking Bad. So
we have 3 weeks until Ozark comes out. So within those 3 weeks, you need to start Yellowstone.
We'll have a pretty good, right?
You need to start Yellowstone.
We'll have a pretty good setup, dude. Because
you need to start. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll have the stuff for next week. Soon after that, we'll have Eternals, and then soon after that, we'll have Ozark.
Yeah. So Eternals on the not next week, but the following week, and then Ozark the week after that. And then of course Boba Fett from now until I don't know when. I don't know how many episodes those are.
Cool. So our January is
pretty booked, dude. No other Marvel? Set. No Marvel, right? This month?
I don't think so.
When does Morbius come out?
Next month? March. I think it was pushed back to March.
Damn. No.
I don't know if I'm crazy excited for it though, and did you see the thing where people are putting together that Morbius and Venom are in the Andrew Garfield universe? I stand by my TikTok. Go to TikTok, and watch my little clip where I go on a rant about Andrew Garfield. Y'all motherfuckers do not deserve an Andrew Garfield sequel. You shitted on him before this movie. And now all of a sudden that you see he's a fucking great Spider-Man. Oh, we want more. Nah, fuck you. You don't deserve it. I hope they don't do it. I'll live with not seeing him on the screen just as a fuck you to all you people that talk shit about him. That I'm being way more aggressive. I don't really mean it, but you know, I say it with love. Yeah, it's a little aggressive, but you get the point.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so thank you, sir, for the entire day. I took this poor man's Saturday.
You're good.
And I love him to death, and I will not be able to thank him enough. So I'm trying to thank him a little bit here because fucking amazing friend. Thank you for taking time for this. I hope you have a great evening with your dinner. I hope it's freaking amazing. I hope they don't surprise you with a ridiculous check.
It will be ridiculous, but it won't be as ridiculous as last year. So
yeah, that was, dude. You told me that story, and that shit's crazy. So that has been episode 20. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Remember, Spotify now has the video, Linktree for all the links, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out, homies.
Peace.
Later. Attempt to cough right at the end.